Practice set 13.2. Question number 1. In that, the first one. In the figure, each pair of triangles are shown by congruent parts. The congruent parts are indicated by identical marks. State the test and the correspondence by which both the triangles are congruent, and state the remaining congruent parts. The remaining congruent parts are the parts which we have not taken into consideration while showing that both the triangles are congruent. So let us start. Observe that both the triangles are right angle triangles. So we will be using hypotenuse side test. Now one side of both the triangles are given as congruent, and we need to show that hypotenuse of both the triangles are congruent. Now it is obvious because hypotenuse of both the triangles are same, that is side empty. So side empty is a side common to both the side. So I'll use a symbol for common side. So now we will show that both the triangles are congruent. Now for the triangle MST, start at vertex M and then move to the vertex S and then to T. So we take the triangle MST. See, I am not putting the symbol of congruency because we are going to show that both the triangles are congruent. So we consider triangle MST and triangle. Now since I started at vertex M for the first triangle, I'll start at a vertex opposite to the vertex M for the second triangle. Now the vertex opposite to M is T. So I'll start at T and then M to S is followed by a single line. So T to B, TBM, MST and TBM. So now write the congruent part. Side MT is congruent to side TM, common side. Or you can say hypotenuse MT congruent to hypotenuse TM. Now the next is MS is congruent to TB. MS congruent to side TB. This is given. So that means triangle MST is congruent to triangle TBM by hypotenuse side test. So we have shown that both the triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test. Now we will write the remaining congruent parts. See, for showing that both the triangles are congruent, I have taken two sides. So the remaining side is, I have taken the side MT and MS. So the remaining side is ST. So the remaining congruent part is side ST congruent to side. Now for this triangle STBM. And we are left with all the three angles. We have not taken the angles to show that both the triangles are congruent. So for the remaining part, we have to write down all the angles. So I'll start with angle M. SMT congruent to TBM. Sorry, BTM. Then angle S, MST congruent to angle TBM. One more angle. I have taken M, angle S. So the remaining angle is angle T. So STM congruent to STM congruent to BMT. So these are the remaining congruent pair. Question number 2. Now if you observe triangle PRQ, only 2 congruent parts are given and we need 3 congruent parts. See, whenever you have triangles, both the triangles in this shape, you always get vertically opposite angles. So if you consider triangle PRQ, then the triangles are congruent by SAS test. But you have to write down. So in triangle, I am starting at vertex P and then move from P to R, and the path is given by a single line. So P to R, then RQ, R to Q, PRQ, and triangle. Now since I started at P, for the next triangle I start at a vertex opposite to P. So the vertex opposite to P is T, and then from T to R, and then S, PRQ and TRS. So check whether you have taken the correct triangles. PR is congruent to TR. Yes, it's correct. So now we will write the step to show that both the triangles are congruent. Side PR congruent to side TR. This is given. Then angle PRQ congruent to angle TRQ. Now both these triangles are called vertically opposite angles, which you have seen in 7th standard. Vertically opposite angles. And side RQ congruent to side RQ is congruent to RS. This is also given. So that means both the triangles are congruent by SAS test. Now we have to write the remaining congruent part. Two sides I have already taken. So one side is remaining. So I have taken side PR and side. I have taken side PR and side RQ. So the side which is left is PQ. Side PQ congruent to side. So here TS. This is the remaining side. So I have taken all the 3 sides. Now I have taken here only one angle. So 2 angles are left. Here I have taken angle R. So angle P and angle Q are left. So angle P I will write it as RPQ. Congruent to RPQ RTS. You have to follow the same pattern. So I have taken P, now Q. Angle for Q I follow the pattern RQP. Congruent to angle, here also RST. So we have shown that both the triangles are congruent by SAS test. Only two congruent parts are given in the question. For the third congruent part, we have taken vertically opposite angles, because whenever the triangles are in this form, we always get vertically opposite angles. And for the remaining congruent part, we have already taken two sides, and the remaining side is PQ. So PQ is congruent to TS. And we have taken one angles to show that both the triangles are congruent, so remaining two angles are left. Here we have taken angle R, so angle P and angle Q is left. So for P we write PRQ and TRS. For P we write RPQ and RTS for the second triangles, and for Q, RQP and RST. So these are the remaining congruent